Hi folks, this is Dr. Rob Sivis. I am the CarbAddictionDoc. Welcome back to another hopefully thought-provoking little episode. And today we're going to talk about a couple of important things regarding the carnivore diet. I love the carnivore diet. I think it's a great way to absolutely eliminate carbohydrates. Sustainability is good. It's not perfect. I am mostly carnivore. I like vegetables. I eat them from time to time. But there is an aspect of the carnivore diet that I think the carnivore evangelists kind of don't focus on. They're probably right in large part, but I'm still not willing to take that risk or roll the dice. And that is about micronutrients, trace elements, minerals, vitamins, things that we can't really measure effectively, and things that don't specifically cause radical disease, but they may promote certain illnesses, whether that's inflammation, whether that's deterioration of joints or spine or brain, eyes. It is so important to focus on micronutrient consumption when you're on a carnivore diet. And yes, for the most part, you can eat the muscles of animals, the breast meat of the chicken, the ribeye steak, the pork chop, the tuna fish. They're going to give you all the macros you want, all the fat and all the protein, and probably a decent amount of micronutrients. But the way I look at my own carnivore diet, I'm not nose to tail. There's certain things that I just disgusts me, like eating the claws of or the hoofs of a cow. I'm not going to do that. Now, I know that's silly about nose to tail, but I don't eat tongue. I don't eat heart. I don't eat stomach, gizzards, intestines. It's just, I don't care what you tell me, it's just not going to happen. So the question is, where can I be certain that I'm getting an abundance of micronutrients in? And I'm going to give you the range. I'm not going to tell you have to do them all, but I'm going to give you the range. And I use my micronutrients often as a condiment or as a supplement to the food I'm eating. The first thing is eggs, particularly the yolk. So let me ask you a little fun question that was posed to me the other day, and I love this. How much cholesterol is there in an egg? And you know what the answer is, and I love this answer. I think it came from Malcolm Kendrick. But the answer is this: exactly the right amount to make a chicken. Exactly what a chicken needs. And for the most part, we're not that dissimilar. So eggs are basically, they're nature's Rubik's Cube. If you change an egg around, you've got a chicken. It's a self-contained chicken. How can that be bad for us? In the appropriate amounts, constituents. So there is enough micronutrients in an egg to make a healthy chick. Preferably range-fed organic chickens, eggs, but eggs. The second thing is dairy, cheese in particular. Cheese is kind of a concentrated form of milk, but there's a huge variety of micronutrients in eggs. In cheese. So cheese is actually a valuable resource. Remember this, that mammals are all raised for a large part of their early lives exclusively on their mother's milk. And we make cheese, we make butter, we make cream from that. So those are healthy source of micronutrients. What else? The single most valuable micronutrient source, in my opinion, and in a body of science, is liver. The liver is the seat of metabolism. It has everything in it. Now, if you, oh my God, that's disgusting. I know liver might be so healthy. I was nowhere. What I've done with my family, and I would urge you to at least try this. We do quite a bit of ground beef. We'll eat hamburgers, we'll eat meatballs, we'll use the ground beef in taco type meat. We usually try to fat fortify it as much as we can. However, when I'm making my hamburgers, I'll take a chicken liver or two and mush it into my hamburger. And you can do the taste test for yourselves. Make one without liver in it. Make the other one with liver in it. And if you spice it correctly, if you maybe add some a raw egg to it or so, which we often do, eat that and kind of do it in a blinded fashion, and you decide whether or not you could tell the difference. Because it doesn't have to be very concentrated. I tend to like liver. Me and my dog, we love liver, so we'll fry up liver ourselves in butter or in ghee. Love my liver. But if you don't, it's a great source of nutrition. You can camouflage it in food. It may be a way to get it in. If you don't like it, don't eat it. The next thing is the skin of the chicken. If you can eat birds, the skin, the kidneys, the liver again, are great sources of nutrients. Don't just eat the white chicken breast. And then the hugest value, apart from liver, is fish, seafood. And in particular, if you eat the smaller fish, the sardines, the mackerels, the white anchovies, which is pretty much the whole fish, you're getting a huge bang for your buck, and they're all by definition wild caught. I don't know of any farm-raised small fish. They're at the bottom of the feeding chain. They're not that loaded with mercury and some of the other heavy metals and toxins that we see in the sea. And they're a great source of everything, particularly 3 omega fatty acids, DHA, EPA, LA, that are essential fats. But they've also got all the fat-soluble vitamins, the minerals, everything else is in there. And then the other piece of fish that I eat is seafood, your oysters, your mussels, your shrimp, but particularly the whole animals like the mussels and the oysters, great source of everything you need to be an animal. And the final part is fish roe. Fish roe is excellent. Now, you don't always have to eat caviar, although every now and then it's kind of cool. It's very salty. But whether it's salmon roe, whether it's fish roe, if I'm eating sashimi, which is my raw Japanese food, raw Japanese fish, I'll always ask them for a portion of sashimi. For a portion of the unagi or the eggs. I can't remember if it was unagi. I think unagi is eel. But I asked them for the fish roe. And they're kind of crunchy. They're pretty cool to eat. If you don't like them, any of these, if you don't like them, don't eat them. But if you can make that range of food something that you eat together with your meal, almost like a condiment. Like in the old days, we used to have a portion of starch. Well, maybe have a portion of fish eggs or a portion of sardines or a little piece of liver or a fried egg on top of your hamburger. There are ways to supplement your diet with micronutrients. And in my personal humble opinion, when it comes down to a carnivore diet, if this is going to be lifelong, that is critically important. You may not get scurvy if you don't get vitamin C in. You may not get micronutrient deficiencies if all you eat is ribeye steak. But what's your risk for Alzheimer's? What are your risks down the road of having certain diseases or certain decay of your body that you may not necessarily associate with micronutrient deficiencies? They don't always have to be measurable. And even if they're not there, from the safe side, an abundance is the way to go. Now, you could take pills, you could take a bunch of supplements and pay somebody else for putting something into a pill form. Why? Why not just eat food? If I've made you think, I've done my job. If you're interested in a consult, give us a shout, 561-517-0642. Text us to that number or WhatsApp us to that number. We can set up a visit or a consult. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the little bell button, and that'll show you these videos as they pop up. You can then trash them or listen to them. But my objective is to make you think from a slightly different angle and be sure that you're covering the bases. I am the Carb Addiction Doc. Till next time.